Morning, sir.
Let us remind our effort we have learned yesterday. Recap from yesterday and what we have learned yesterday. Remind us on what we have learned yesterday. A volunteer, please. Market.
Yesterday we learned about meat and what?
Yesterday we have learned about meat and what?
Yesterday
Home and home education. Earlier, we learned about setting goals. Short-term goals, long-term goals, and medium goals. Tell
we also learned about budgeting.
We learned about budget.
Budget.
Setting a budget. Create a budget. Today we are going to learn about understand the cost of a credit, understand the cost of a credit product, objective. A volunteer to read for us objective number 1. Market,
To calculate the cost of a loan and one's capacity to repay.
to calculate the cost of a loan and one's capacity to repay. Another volunteer to read us the second point. That is
Understand how to choose an appropriate source of credit and loan.
to understand how to choose appropriate source of credit and loan. Third point. Alaso,
To offer a quick introduction into business loan.
to offer a quick introduction into a business
Loan.
loan. Suppose after thinking well, you decided to take a loan to finance your project. You know how much you need and feel ready to go and see financial institution to find out right product for you before you need to take time to calculate your ability to pay your credit. According to the law enforced in many countries, when it comes to a loan, a person cannot repay beyond 40% of your monthly income. This varies between that to 40% for those who have salary income. Beyond maximum percentage related beyond 40%, not allowed. Let us open our release booklet page 99. Case study number 1. Are we all there? Page 99. And a volunteer leader read for us. Who will read for us? A volunteer to read for us case study number 1. Abdi, be audible enough, please.
After participating in a financial education training, Elizabeth became more organized with her finance. She also realized that if they want to apply for a formal loan, the best approach will be to use John's payslip as a stable job as a teacher will help them secure the best loan terms. John has a fixed income of $300 from his work as a teacher. They have been thinking about taking out a loan to buy the motorbike. But first they want to know what a repayment capacity is. Monthly income $300. Monthly capacity to make payments 30% of monthly income $90 shillings. On the basis of these calculations, then we may not undertake to repay more than $90 shillings per month on all the loans he may have Exactly.
I think you have understood how you, the repayment, monthly capacity to make repayment. You have understood how to do that calculation. You
Yes.
done 30% of 300. That is over 100 times 300. You will
300.
get 90%.
90%.
After understanding the repayment capacity of the character, it is time to calculate your own repayment capacity. Calculate your own capacity to repay a loan. This exercise is compilation. Everybody to calculate his or her own repayment capacity. Each and every individual to do this exercise. Calculate your own capacity to repay a loan. I'll give you 3 minutes to do that exercise. That exercise is private and confidential. Are you through? Kindly hurry up. Have 1 minute. This one you don't discuss with your colleague. You just keep individual. 3 minutes is over. Let us pay attention, please. Ideally, we should not exceed with a repayment rate of 30%. We have said we will not exceed the payment of 30%. This will allow you to continue living a normal life and be able to repay the loan. Please note that we are not talking about a business loan. We are talking about a personal loan, personal debt, not business debt. We are talking about personal debt, not business debt. Calculate the cost of a loan. As we have seen this session, one of the most important criteria in choosing a loan is annual percentage rate, the true cost of a loan. From your experience, what are the mandatory fees? What are the mandatory fees? Tomato? Insurance cost? Subject?
Administration fees.
Administrative fees? Other? Emergency fund? Yes? No corazas? Yes. Another one? We have said these are mandatory fees. And someone read for us information for the first mandatory fees. Insurance cost. A volunteer, please. A volunteer to read that. Abbas.
Insurance, depending on the country, the debt and disability credit insurance, sometimes called borrower insurance, is mandatory or not for mortgages. The insurance realizes your shares of any obligation of reimbursement in the event of death. They may also be optional insurance such as job
Insurance cost, depending on the country, the death and disability credit insurance, sometimes called borrower insurance, is mandatory or not for mortgages. This insurance releases your heirs of any obligation of reimbursement in the event of death. Administrative fee. A volunteer. Tomato.
These are costs correspond to the cost of analysis of the credit application file, depending on the type of loans and bank. They may be fixed or proportional to the loan amount.
Administrative fees. The cost corresponds to the cost of analysis of the credit application file, depending on the types of loans and banks, they may be fixed or proportional to the loan amount. Another volunteer to discuss that thing.
They include the cost that the bank incurred, tax, stamp, registration fees, etc.
Other auxiliary costs, they include the cost that the bank incurred. For example, tax, stamp, registration fees, and etc. It is the APR and the amount calculated with it that allows you to compare different offers. It is therefore very important to know. In general, it is mandatory for financial institutions to report this rate on all credit related. In all credit related, there is what is called annual percentage rate in all the credit related issues. Remember, APR is not often specified as percentage, but the total cost of credit is rarely indicated. It is up to us, potential borrowers, to calculate up for ourselves. I want you to calculate your own capacity to repay a loan. Your own capacity to repay a loan. Do that exercise. You do the exercise in here. When you do the exercise in here. Calculate. Let's close the book. Let's close the booklet and do the exercise. Give you 5 minutes to do that exercise. 5 minutes. Exercise in here. Use this. Very good. Can a volunteer share with us their conclusion? What are your conclusions? From the exercise that you have just done, what are your conclusions? Can a volunteer share with us their conclusion? A volunteer, please, to share with us. A volunteer to share with us. Or you have not understood the question? You have understood? Just share what you have done with your colleague. A volunteer to share with us. Rasu, annual parent, APR, over 50%, annual percentage rate,
50 of 100 divided by 68.
that is the paying time.
Cost of the factor is 67.0. Multiply by term of the loan. You get the answer 804.36. Real cost of the loan minus the factor 77 9.36.
Thank you. Power to her. Now let us go to our previous booklet. As we are doing this exercise with the class, with your colleague. You need to complete the third exercise. The first one has been done for you. You go to the second one, the first one for local bank. It has already been done for you. You go and do for microfinance institution and digital loan with pairs. I have said in pairs you will complete the table with very credit program that has characters as chosen to finance this or a project. As you see, the first provider has already been done for you. For local bank has already been done for you. You do it for microfinance institution and digital loan. Let's leave it in your book. No problem. Just work out in your premise booklet. You follow this? Number two, what is the real cost loan offered by microfinance association? From your calculation, what is the real cost of the real cost of the loan offered by microfinance institution? Real cost.
It cost 28. 2,889.12.
2,000.
889.12.
Yes.
2884.38.
Yeah.
2,318.6.
2,000.
2,318.6.
91. Real cost. Real cost. Yeah, real cost. The last one.
30.38.
In that one.
Real cost is this one. Real cost is 2889.12.
For microfinance institution. Annual percentage rate is equals 8%. Term of loan 24 months. Amount prepared. I've been told to calculate the total amount payable. Total amount, how do we calculate total amount payable? Yes, Abdi.
You the term of loan times the amount payable, which is
Term of loan.
amount payable which is 120.38 times the total times the monthly installment, which is 24 months. Is equals 2,000.
Let's do it with your calculator. Have your phone.
2,889. 2,889.12. 2889.
2880.
0.12.
What about real cost? Real cost is
The total amount the payment
total of this 28,
89.12
89.12 minus
minus 1,250,
1,250,
which is 1,639.
which is 1,639.12. What about the real cost for now? The digital one. What is the real cost for digital one now? Now that we have calculated for the microfinance institution, I think you know how to calculate for now real cost for digital. Yeah, the same procedure. You follow the same procedure. What is the real cost for digital one?
287.08.
287.
0.08.
Then which is the least expensive loan that John has been offered? The least expensive. According to our deliberation here, which one is the least expensive?
It is for the digital.
For the digital one. That is the least expensive. After reviewing your calculation, how does the term of loan influence the total cost? Term of loan. How does the term of loan influence the total cost? According to our calculation there, does the term of payment has any influence on the real cost?
Yes.
How does it influence? How does the term of a loan influence the total cost? This is the term
The
of loan.
monthly installment.
The term of loan for this one is 24 months.
24 months.
What about for digital?
12.
12
months.
months. Therefore, we have seen that the longer the period, most probably the total real cost will be higher. From what we have seen, when your term of loan is 24 months, you will pay your real cost is 1,639. While when you have been given the term of loan for the same 12 months, the real cost will be twice the same. Therefore, the higher the term of loan, the higher the real cost, the cost of the loan. How does the installment amount it is very important that to analyze the installment amount in line with our payment capacity. If the amount to be payable each month is too high, very close to the budget limit, we could face serious problem in the future. To keep up with the repayment, sometimes the cheapest loan might have very high installment by situation. Do you have any question about the cost of a credit product? Point to stress, make sure the participant understand that the calculation only works if they know their annual payment amount. Usually, annual percentage rate is provided by institution. When taking out a loan, they should ask if the monthly repayment amount that the financial institution offers. Usually, annual percentage rate is provided by the financial institution. For example, financial institution have seen this financial institution are like example financial institution are bank. Every bank has different annual percentage rate. Therefore, if you want to acquire a loan or apply for a loan from a certain bank, you must have to know about the percentage annual percentage rate of their loan. We are going to another subtopic known as help the character to decide what sort of a loan to take out and from who. The character knows how much loan will cost depending on the bank. Depending on the bank, you know how much the loan that you incur will cost. But as we have seen previously, the cost of the loan is not only the factor to take into account. You don't only look into the cost of the loan. You have to consider all the other factors like we have said. If you want to take a loan, you have to look even administrative fees, something like insurance cost, emergency fund, emergency cost, or other auxiliary costs. Those are all the costs that you put into consideration. The character has defined the fact that being particularly important for them in choosing a personal loan. Let us form a group of 4 people, 3 groups. We will be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to start. And then 1, 2, 3. Then 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. All number ones to come this side. Number 1. Let's carry your chair. Go this side. Number 2. Who are number 2? Number 2 should go there. Go where I is number 2. Number 2, number 3. Number 3, just come here, number 3. Number 4, English. Number 3, here. Number 4, here. Number 4, just come here. sina nani? Group 4 aende moja moja. One person to go to grade 3, one person to go to grade 2, one person to go to grade 1. We have three service providers here. Our characters criteria for choosing a lender and a loan. Our service provider for number 1 is Bank Equity Bank. Second is wallet or microfinance institution, for example. Microfinance. I have said women enterprise fund. Service provider number 3 is digital wallet. For example, M-Shwari. Group 1. You are going to tackle Equity Bank. You calculate the cost of loan for Equity Bank, term of loan for Equity Bank, ease of accessing loan, the amount he or she can borrow. Group 3, Women Enterprise Fund. Group 4, M-Shwari Digital. Group 2 ni gani? What is the annual percentage rate for Equity Bank? Group 1. Annual percentage rate for Equity. Yeah. 8%. Group 2, annual percentage rate for Women Enterprise Fund.
That
100%. What about Group 3, Digital Insurance? What? Term of a loan, term of the loan, equity, 24 months. This one, what about digital? Ease of accessing a loan for Equity Bank. This is 5 working days. What about for Women Enterprise Fund? Ease of access. Ease of access. 45 days. What about the digital one? This one is instantly. Are we right? If you have your phone, you will get that one instantly. I'm sure if you have your phone, you will get that loan instantly if you request for a loan. the amount he or she can borrow for this one. This one is unlimited. What about where? What about M-Shwari? The highest you can borrow from M-Shwari. That one depends with the amount of money you usually save. M-Shwari. It depends with the amount of money how you regularly save. Repayment period frequency. This one is monthly. This one is also monthly. Support and availability of non-financial service or equity. What are the support and availability of non-financial service? Microfinance, web, non-financial service. Which lender will you advise the character to apply? Which is the best service provider? Yeah, according to us. This one gives a limited amount in 4 months and annual percentage rate is 8 for micro or when enterprise fund is 30%, for digital is 40%. Which one is the best method?
Equity.
Equity, why? They offer unlimited.
Because the amount you actually can borrow is unlimited.
Yeah. You can borrow 1 million or 2 million or even more than. Provided you have capacity to repay your loan. Let us go back to our city. Business loan product and key questions. As explained before, this course does not focus on business loan. This course does not focus on business loan. This section offers some quick overview of two very important aspects related to business loan: diversity of loan products and key loan management aspects. If you want more information on business loan, there are many training and resources on this topic to explore further. Which loan might be useful to an entrepreneur or enterprise owner? Which loans might be useful to an entrepreneur or a business owner? Yes. A business owner or entrepreneur borrow which kind of loan? there is what is called startup capital. Like what Nota is doing. Nota, they are giving startup fund or Nota fund beneficiary. There are also what is called working capital. Working capital are those money that, for example, if you are doing a business, if you are an entrepreneur, you have money, you have a certain money, you deposit some money into your bank account, you withdraw that working capital, that money is called working capital. Those money that you usually deposit or you withdraw. You now on the business. There is what is called expansion loan. If you want to expand your business, you apply for expansion loan. There is also what's called asset loan. Asset loan are loans that you apply when you want to finance your asset. For example, there is a time, for example, here, the the women representative for Marsabit County buys a tanks for women. That is asset loan. Emergency loan. Emergency loans are loans that you take when emergency happens to you. No matter it properly is. Do you know of any other business loan except that one that I have mentioned? Is there any other business loan that you know? Now let us list questions we need to ask ourselves before taking a business loan. There is a question that you need to ask yourself before you take a loan. Any loan, you need to ask yourself some questions. Na volunteer leaders what startup loan means. Definition of the startup loan. A volunteer. volunteer to read for us? A volunteer to read. Abdi.
When creating a new business, there are numerous expenses that must be covered before the first sale can be made. Somehow, these expenses must be financed, and a startup loan is one way to do so. Very few FSPs will fully fund the cost of new enterprise, but a startup loan can be used to leverage other forms of financing.
Number 2, working capital loan. Working capital loan. Yes. Working.
Working capital loans are typically open to a term of 1 year or less and financing most any business needs that are.
Working capital loan are given to the business or entrepreneurs after 6 months that is in operation. After 6 months that the business is operating for the last 6 months, that is after 6 months that you can be able to request for working capital loan. And it is typically offered in a term of 1 year or less. You will pay within 1 year or less. Expansion loan.
Growing business that have documented profits, a positive cash flow, and a sound business plan may be able to access credit for expanding their business. FSPs that serve macro enterprise with limited documentation may calculate an entrepreneur's capacity to repay without taking into account additional revenue.
Expansion are growing business that have documented profit, a positive cash flow, and a sound business plan may be able to access credit by expanding their business. A volunteer to read us asset loan.
Asset loan. Such loans finance the purchase of a tangible asset, and the asset is typically used as collateral to fully or partially guarantee the loan. Because the asset provides at least a partial guarantee, entrepreneur may find it easier to obtain this kind of financing than working capital or expansion loan if they lack of credit history or other registered assets.
Yeah. Asset loan to finance the purchase of tangible asset. What is tangible?
Something that
Can be seen and carried. For example, I take a loan to purchase a car. That's tangible asset. As I have said earlier, you can take a loan and purchase a water. For water tank is also an asset. Or you take a loan and build a house. Or you buy a chair like this. Those are all asset loan. Let's try to list questions we need to ask ourselves before taking a business loan. Before taking a business loan, you need to ask yourself some questions. Which are those questions that you need to ask yourself before you take any loan? Which are those questions? us go back to our groups. Eh? Let us go back to our groups. Group 1. Group 1. Group 1. That this possible question that we have to listen. How do I?
Qualify for the loan.
How do I qualify for a loan? Group 2.
What about paying?
What about?
Paying.
Group 3. Yes. Group 3. What is my cash flow? Solution to this question now. How do I qualify for a loan? Solution to it. What are the solution to that? Solution to your question. Group 2. Solution to your question.
To ensure that your business can repay the loan when estimated.
To ensure
To ensure that your business can repay the loan when installed are due.
Solution. Mami.
To qualify for a loan from financial institution, you have to first show the loan
Show the loan.
officer that your current business doing well.
You need to show the loan officer the current business that you are doing. What about is the cash flow? Group B.
How can your plan help you?
How can a plan help you? That is good. Solution to? What is the solution to that?
They are three. They are group three. And their question is, what is my question?
What is?
My card
Hiyo ni suggestion.
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 Hiyo answer nimepeana. The
Oh,
answer I've
suggestion.
given you.
Yes.
How can a plan help you?
Yes.
What is the cash flow? This one is the question. How does it is important to know your cash flow. In any business that you do, you need to know, you need to understand. It's very important. You need to understand your cash flow. What is the amount of your cash flow? Another question that you can ask yourself is also, what about repayment? How do I estimate this? It is important to repay your loan when installments are due. Late payment will hurt your company. When there is late payment, there might be a penalty. To avoid your penalty, you need to know your repayment terms and installment. Thank you. Let us go back to our seat. And let us appreciate ourselves also. Thank you. Have you ever taken out a business loan? Anyone of you taken a business loan? Has anyone of you taken a business loan? No one has taken a business loan. Any person who has ever taken a loan? Last one. What kind of loan have you taken? A business loan? Most of our people here take the loan and invest it into the livestock. The livestock will perish with drought like 2023, 2021 or 2022. There is a drought. The drought will finish. Also, there is an issue of cattle rescue. You buy the cattle and they may be taken by enemies like listener to Turkanas may take it away and you fail to pay back. In fail, when you fail to pay back, what happens to you? If you took a loan and you have been unable to pay it back, what may happen to you? What will happen to you? Yeah, you may get a stress. Another thing, there is also penalties. Yeah, there are penalties. There is also some banks when you are requesting for a loan, you may be asked for a grantor of what. Somebody may take his you've been asked about his logbook and his property may be also sold away. You may also miss his property.
You come to your home and you have a piece of land.
Yeah. They may also sold your land for reimbursing your loan. A volunteer to read for us key messages. Key messages. A volunteer to read for us. Kale.
To make wise choice for loan and credit institutions, leader, you first need to be familiar with the different products and know how to calculate and compare the loan offer.
Number 2,
To choose a leader will depend on the nature of your project,
the goal
the
you
goal
wish to achieve.
to achieve and taken out of
Those are key messages that you need to carry on. Oh. Any question? Do you have any question? Any question? Any question?